Hey, all you cool scientists, this is Miss Dodd, and we are going to talk about insect life cycles today. So, that is really fun and exciting. So, what is an insect life cycle? Well, an insect life cycle is four different stages that an insect goes through from the beginning of its life until it becomes an adult and then one day dies. So, there's these four different changes that insects go through. So think of it this way. Before a ladybug was a ladybug, it was a different kind of bug. And before a butterfly was this beautiful butterfly, it was a different kind of bug. So we're going to talk more about it. First, let's talk about the butterfly life cycle. So the butterfly, the young butterfly, does not look like an adult butterfly. So we're going to look right here at this butterfly life cycle. So the egg right here is the beginning of our life cycle. It's step one. So the egg is attached to this leaf and it hatches into a caterpillar. What? A caterpillar? That's not a butterfly. So let's talk about it. So in step two, we have the caterpillar, which is also called a larva. The larva can move around and eat different things. So then the caterpillar goes through a change. So one day the caterpillar gets on a leaf and rolls up and gets into a cocoon where you can't really see it, and it's covered by this hard stuff that keeps it safe from predators or things that might try to eat it. So we have the pupa in our third step of the life cycle. The pupa does not move or eat. It's kind of like when a bear hibernates, but it's not really sleeping in there, it's changing into this beautiful butterfly from the caterpillar it was. But it's not moving around and doing stuff and eating and saying hi to its friends. It's just in there all safe and sound and snug, going through this beautiful change. So then we move on to the last stage of the butterfly life cycle, which is the adult stage. That's when it has become a butterfly. That's the very end of the butterfly life cycle. So it goes from egg to larva to pupa to adult. When the butterfly is an adult, it has wings and then it lays eggs. And then it goes right back to step one, the eggs that the butterfly laid. And the cycle goes on and on and on. Okay, so let's move a little bit down, and I am going to show you another insect life cycle, and it is the life cycle of a beetle. So when we think about beetles, we don't normally think about these beautiful creatures because beetles are kind of not as pretty. They are these black little insects, but they aren't very flashy. They don't like get your attention when they're walking by. So let's start here. This right here is step one, and we said that step one of the life cycle is the egg. So this is the egg, and you can see the egg right there on the leaf, just like we talked about. So then we're going to go down to step two. And in step two, we have the beetle. The beetle is the larva. And remember, the larva can move and eat. And so our larva right here is the beetle. before it's gone through its beautiful change. So then we're going to go right here to step 3. And this is the pupa. And the pupa, remember, it doesn't move, it doesn't eat, it's just all safe and snug in its little capsule, and it's going through this huge change. And so then we go to our final stage, which is the adult, or step 4 in the life cycle. Well, our adult is the ladybug. So our little black beetle has turned into this red ladybug with black little spots on it. But hey, the life cycle doesn't end with the adult. The adult then lays eggs. And so after step 4, we start all over again at step 1. Okay? So we have step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. And then it starts over and over again. All right? So let me erase this, and we are going to move down to another page. Ooh, give me just 1 minute. Almost there. Okay. So here we are going to review those different types of life stages, okay? So first we have the egg, and this is number 1. The egg stays still until it hatches into the larva. It doesn't move around and do anything. It's just in there in that little egg, getting ready to come out and be a larva. And remember that eggs are laid by the adult down here in step 4 of our life cycle. It's never ending. It's a circle that has no end. So then we move to step 2 in our life cycle, and that's the larva. Remember, the larva can move around and eat and keeps growing, and it eats a ton of food so it can grow, so it can get ready for stage 3, because that's when it needs to have all that food inside of it so it can go through its next change. Because the pupa, we're stage 3, it does not move and it doesn't eat. The stage between the larva and the adult stages. Okay, so remember, normally in this stage, the previous insect turns into a different kind of insect. Like the caterpillar turned into a butterfly, and the beetle turned into a ladybug, and here we have a fly. Okay, so let's move on to stage 4. And the adults may have wings. They can lay eggs. That's the important part, that they lay eggs. So then we can go from stage 4 back up to stage 1 and start all over again with the new egg. The adult in step 4 moves around and eats. All right, let's go over some questions here. It says, use the data table to describe one stage of the life cycle of a housefly, which was in stage 4. Okay, so we could talk about stage 3. Okay, the larva. And we could say that the larva eats a lot to get energy to prepare 4, stage 3. Okay, so let's keep going. So let's use a different stage. During the adult stage, the insect what? Well, it doesn't not move. It doesn't stay in the little cocoon it has. It doesn't eat a ton of food to store energy for a change it's going to go through because it's in the last stage. No, in the adult stage, the insect moves, eats, and most important, lays eggs. Okay, so let me do some erasing so we can move to our very last question right here. Okay, our last question wants us to illustrate the life cycle of the housefly. Draw, label, and describe each stage in the correct order. Okay, we can do that. So what did we say was stage 1? Stage 1 is the egg. Okay, and the egg is on a leaf. So let's draw our leaf and we'll draw our little egg. Okay, and this is the egg stage, stage 1. And what happens in the egg stage? It's still and it doesn't move. Then we go down to stage 2, and that is the larva. Okay, and that was the bug we saw, the insect. And what did we say happens? The larva eats a lot. And the larva stores energy. Okay, then let's move to stage 3, which is the pupa. And I'll draw a little, this is the little cocoon thingy. All right, so in the pupa stage, there is no eating. And it is changing. That is really important to remember that in this stage down here, the bug is going through this huge change, okay guys? So then we move over here to stage 4, which is the adult. Okay, and we'll draw the, this is my fly, its bigger wings. Okay, and what happens in the adult stage? Well, in the adult stage, the bug eats and moves. And most important, what did we say was most important? It lays eggs. That is the most important thing to remember from stage 4 is that it's laying eggs, okay? And then we move right back to stage 1. So in review, bugs or insects go through what? a life cycle. So during the life cycle, we have stage 1, where there's an egg and it doesn't move. It's just in there, waiting to hatch. We go to stage 2, that's the larva. That's where the bug eats and eats and eats, so it has all this energy to get ready for the next stage. Stage 3, that's when the bug becomes a pupa and it's going through this big change. And then we finally get to stage 4, where the bug or insect has become an adult. And the most important part of that stage is that the adult lays eggs so that we can start the process all over again. All right, guys, I've had so much fun sharing some science information with y'all. Y'all have a wonderful week. Bye.